You know what I've noticed? I've noticed ever since 2019, a lot of the environments in this country are very similar what they do to what demons do under this witchcraft of gangstalking. Basically, the sort of extreme number of mobs in certain places, but other places are empty. And then in those mobs, there's going to be a lot of those behaviors of constant car horns and police sirens and ambulances, too many USPS, UPS. You know what I mean? A lot of human beings who, it's like their physical appearance looks very similar. They're like the same type of humans, because humans are diverse. So we could, if we had to put them into categories, we could literally from every race put them into a box. Like this is group 1, group 2, like that. They're very similar. And if they're shadow, typical evil human, they're like a box. Doesn't matter what they are or what they look like. They're just similar. And also because their demons are similar, so you're going to always see the same energy in them, even though it's a different person every time. Everything. The trains, the cars, the constructions, everything's just too much and too loud. So you get what I'm saying? Gangstalking is something. It's not called gangstalking. That's just some term demons came up with to confuse you. It's just familiar and monitoring spirits that come from someone's family bloodline. It's like ancient demons that were there since Adam and Eve, basically following a specific person of a family because someone's jealous of them or something. Some witchcraft was done, and they just follow you because they realize you're different than your family. You're living differently than them. Either you're going to bring wealth or you're going to bring morality or something. Because they like to make people the same. Demons, they don't like new stuff. They like things to be the same because in their mind, that's easy for them. That's easy for them to manipulate and control because it's not unfamiliar for them. They're used to it. So, right, when you're born into a family and you're different or you don't flow with them, that's why you get attacked. And these families are usually narcissistic, psychopathic. So you get me? So this witchcraft, which is just familiar monitoring spirits getting other demons to join them, and they start to mop and stalk this person through people, animals, pests, and everything you can think of. Just sabotaging every part of their life, basically. That's the goal. Just take everything away from them. Reject them everywhere they go. Isolate them. Accuse them of mental illness because they're so aware of these things. Constantly try to set them up to go to jail because they're a really good person and they're jealous of that character. Or it could just be, who knows, one day done to a bad person. You get me? Because of the fact that witchcraft attacks anybody. But the things they do is not relative to 2019. This witchcraft existed before in human history. And people were aware of these weird things. It would just change, obviously, over time because, right, there was a time there was no cars. And they really loved to use cars a lot. But at least for this time, right, that the behaviors they do to sensitize you to, I mean, some they're sensitizing you to it, but usually it's always intentional when that human does it. It's not an accident and they just put a bad thought in your head or something. No, those humans really are operating from a dark side, right? From a dark side. But I just noticed it's going to be worse for people to be gang stalked in this lifetime like me because these things are already happening due to COVID. There's too many people fighting in the road, too much sirens, too many ambulances, too many cops everywhere, especially in downtown, too much homeless, too much mentally ill. Almost every 5 seconds, someone blows their horn. Beep, beep, beep. What the hell are they fighting for? If someone doesn't just go when the right light goes green, that's usually when they're honking at the person. They don't just let the person have 2-3 seconds. You gave me that sort of humanity that influenced the evil humans in the past. They felt uncomfortable. They have to be patient. Now they feel more confident to just be themselves. But these people existed always. So, right, gang stalking is real, yes. We just don't want to call it this term. Let's call it demonic stalking or something. But the behaviors are going to be easy for them to torture us with it, because COVID is already causing the behaviors that usually happen in gang stalking to already happen in society, because that spiritual demonic attack. Because whoever God would choose to lead humans again from a religious side is coming soon. The scriptures of God are going to be changed again, which is Bible, Quran. God either could bring a new book or fix these two. So because some sort of religious revolution is coming, which is going to change everything, because all these people are possessed by demons, but they're just labeled mentally ill or narcissistic or this or that. But really the cause of all their problems, including things that are evil like perversion, everything is because they're possessed by a demon. So the religious revolution is basically coming to say, hey, everybody, there's no such thing as mental illness. There's no such thing as that human is perverted because they just blah, 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 right? Like LGBT, there's no such, they're going to stop the lies. They're going to finally tell you demons are behind all your problems. If you come to God, we can get them out of your body. Then you're going to be normal again. You can choose to be evil again and they can possess you again, but at least you're not going to have those thoughts and feelings they put into your body about, for example, being homosexual or whatever, right? Because that stuff is coming to you, correct? It's going to be gone. It's going to be erased. All the people who they diagnose with mental illness, it doesn't exist. They're just possessed. And there are people who are not possessed at that level. They're fine. But demons could accuse you of mental illness because they're abusing the word. If you just simply get angry in public, they call that mental illness now. So anybody who's trying to teach you anything about the corruption in religion like me, that's why demons always persecute them to accuse them of mental illness. So they put me in this program of gang stalking, which the whole goal is just to accuse you of mental illness. You get me? So that's why it's not really going to happen to regular people, because they already have some of that stuff. They don't mind going to a mental hospital. They really are doing this to people who are very close to God, really nice. Their mind is really healthy, like that, because then it fits accusing them. The humans they use to do the gang stalking are usually very, very mentally ill. They just could have jobs, have rich cars. It doesn't, don't just visualize the ones who are homeless in the street. But they use them a lot too because it's easy. People have 9 to 5. These ones are always outside. It's easy to stalk them with this person. And now I just feel like the gang stalking is getting worse, because demons have the option to add other things to it that was not part of it before, such as all these crazy teenagers that have started to come out as mobs. You get me? That didn't happen in history in that sense. So, okay, this wasn't probably part of gang stalking before. You get me? So it's like they have more ability to torment us with behaviors that are not even part of the witchcraft, because other demons who are not gang stalking are already coming out into the world, causing all these crimes that are usually done in groups, right? They could just be indirect. They may not know each other. This person could insult you. This one could drive their bike towards you. This one, like that. It could just happen left, right, like that. They don't have to know each other. Their demons are coming together as mobs, as the Bible calls them, legions, right? And they're doing these behaviors at the same time. So then the person is going to get tormented even more, because the world and the country has become crazy after COVID. These types of humans are coming out who are always sort of sick in the head and they really want to do crime. Well, before things were quiet and nice. So they usually were gang stalking us in a way where they just walk by. They just try to act like a normal person, go into the store at the same time as you. But now they can run and move and they can do all that. So as you pray, right? Because you need to pray. Use the prayer list I have on YouTube. The first 10 videos I made is perfect. The rest, pray them every now and then accordingly. But the first like 12 videos of prayers are like what you need to keep repeating until you're free. You know, three, and then like 4 at night, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, like that. Some you don't have to keep repeating it forever. You know, God will do his own way to show you, like he did for me, that he accepted this one. Okay, you move on. You don't have to keep repeating it. But I organized it in a way that God guided me, where that's the type of demons we need to fight with. They're coming from the ancestors, the demons who used to possess them. When those people died in our bloodline, right, or generation, then they possessed the family members next to them, like that. And now they're possessing the ones that right now are alive. And they're so evil. They're doing witchcraft. They're working with their demons. And you're being followed because you're different than them. You know, they don't want you to enjoy your life and cut them off and stuff. These are demons. These are not humans. Narcissistic, psychopaths, sociopaths. They're not humans. So don't treat them like a human and don't mix with them, because you're actually dealing with a demon every time, because they're possessed in a way where they're rarely there. Versus, oh, a demon influences them. No, it's always them. The demon is always there. Okay, so as you pray, right? It's going to be a couple of weeks. It won't really be too long. It's just that we all don't know what to pray. There's too many prayers out there. Then just do this mentality. Start to connect everything to how you saw it when you were young, and sort of stop being aware of the environment. Because I used to always have these eyes where I don't look at human beings. There are people walking by right now, and there's this evil energy they carry because that's their darkness. Not just the demon, right? That's their evil. They're evil-hearted. And then 2, I'm getting thoughts telling me to look at them. So they're trying to always tell me to look at them. Because if I look at them, I'm going to notice I'm being followed by their demons. Okay, so when I was young, why didn't I technically think that way? Because when I saw that bad energy as people walk by me, I connected that to their character. And I just minded my business, no matter how much discomfort it caused me. But when you look up and you realize, wait a minute, they're staring at me, they're watching me, they're following, you realize it's actually not rational for you to see that all the time. You get me? You're seeing it all the time versus sometimes, because they're actually following you. They're very evil. They work for demons all the time. But other people think they're just minding their business. So you get me? It's good that we know, because then how would we know to pray? So it's okay to, right? It's good to know, because, goodness, my words got ruined. It's good that God told us we have a problem, right? So that obviously that's him giving us a chance to fight it. It's not fair to not let us know. But in order to then go back to being unaware of them, not absent, but unaware of them. Absent is like, I'm not going to look around. I'm not going to be aware of my environment. That's not healthy. You get me? Your brain will just tell you. It just naturally knows when someone's passing by. Absent is like you just completely erasing that from your mind. Then you become hyper aware of them. All these thoughts, what they're doing, their body language attacks you even more. Because not a normal person is not a good person that moment. They want you to be aware. So your body doesn't feel safe. So when the demon attacks it, it's just going to react even worse. But if we then go back to just reminding ourselves there's nothing wrong with us, when we have that type of hyper awareness of those people in us, because it just means they have bad intention and bad energy, and something is trying to force me to look at them because it wants me to give power and attention to them when they're actually not bothering me. They're just bothering me indirectly. So let me ignore them. It's like, you get me? We all start to get stressed out with that quality at some point. We get tired of that. It's like we want to fight for our life or something. We just look at them, you know? It's like in your head you're saying, piece of garbage, and then you just... It's normal because we're being bothered. But we have no choice in order to be free. Just relax and just focus on our life. And just deal with this at a spiritual level, because that's the solution. It's not physical. You can't get rid of them using physical methods. We have to go back to how we were, which is, it's like our brain, our subconscious, our peripheral eyes are aware of the environment, not us. Right now, as I record this, I'm sitting somewhere. I'm not really looking up, and I'm not using my eyes. I have my phone next to, like close to my face as I record this. Every time my brain becomes aware of a vehicle, beyond what's necessary, right? Because demons are making me aware of it, I just let it pass. Before I would fight with that energy, I don't want to see the energy. So then I would get thoughts and feelings about what that human, right? Their thoughts and feelings, basically. You get me? So it's like the energy is like the shield. It's like it sort of covers what's inside, the dark energy. So it's better for us to see the bad energy. But if we fight with the bad energy, we actually see things that is far worse to see. What those humans, their feelings and thoughts are. That's why God doesn't tell us people's thoughts and feelings. He only alerts us of their intentions so we can protect ourselves, because that's not good for our brain. Imagine if you knew everything humans were thinking the way God does. You get sick from it, correct? So that's then why we're getting so stressed out all the time. We can't just ignore them and pray to God for help. They're making us aware of them. They're doing something to that human body that makes you see this evil energy. It's like seeing the demon. Not the other energy you guys are used to, like when you feel threatened. No, that's about situational. We're seeing it even when people are not even next to us. They're far away on the other side of the highway. You see, it's just they're torturing us. And you can't be like, well, that's just like maybe a mistake. Just ignore it. No, if I saw that human then they're going to commit a crime around me. So it's actually true. It's not paranoia. There's no sickness going on. It's actually true. They're evil and they're following us. It doesn't mean their demon is using them and they don't know anything. We would have defeated this a long time ago. No, the human is evil. They really are being used to follow us. It's just we can't just ignore them. The energy is the problem. But let's go back to just allowing the energy to pass. That helps us anyway. We know they're not good people. Instead of trying to ignore the energy and trying to relax our body and focusing on ourselves, that now makes us aware of like the second layer, which is their feelings and thoughts. That's destruction. And it's not even their actual feelings and thoughts. So that's why it's even more destructive. It's feelings and thoughts they're saying to lie to us, to perpetuate a story about gangstalking. Oh, they're this, they're that. This is what they feel like is the lie version versus the correct version of their feelings and thoughts of the fact that they're a bad person. So you're never even going to know what their real intention is. You're never even going to know what they're going to do. They can tell you this person's going to bump into you or move the same time as you, and you don't know. You're in that fight or flight mode. Boom, boom, boom. You don't know how to walk by them. See, they're controlling us. But that's inside of them. That's their demon inside who's thinking, should I try to walk towards you? You get me? It's thinking. It's trying to see how you react. But the human is not always thinking they should do it. They're not always agreeing with those evil thoughts to bump into you or get close to you. You get me? So you're sensitive to the demon, basically. But then two, okay, there's a time that the human agreed with it, and they actually want to do that. Exactly. By still being absent and just seeing bad energy, you're going to have power over your own body. You're going to move away, and they're going to pass, and they're going to make that face. Like, yeah, it didn't work for me. Like that. That face that basically they failed. You're going to see that more, the failure. You're going to see how you're always able to be okay in that situation. No longer do you remember it now. It's not going to be a pattern you remember. The same way you remember their hand gestures and their loud noises and the USPS vehicles. You're not going to remember and have those things control you and you be sensitized to it. It's not going to affect you anymore. This vehicle right now just passed by. It's like a trash type of large vehicle. Not vehicle, goodness, truck. And this horrible energy attacked me. But then I had a thought that said, you're hyper aware. Get out of that conscious state and go to another conscious state, more like a lower level, because then you're not going to see their thoughts and feelings. You're seeing their thoughts and feelings. Oh no, it lied to me. It just means that truck, the demons and the humans in it are probably staring at me. It just means they have more evil energy than the 2-3 teenagers that just passed by this public place and the other strangers that passed by. You get me? The more noise they make, the more evil their energy is. So that's why they use vehicles a lot. Because a human can pass us by with horrible energy, but we can just walk by. But if a vehicle walks by with horrible energy, they seem to have more power to put more evil energy into our system. Because the vehicle is creating noise. And the noise has witchcraft on it. So the human has witchcraft on it. The demon has witchcraft on it. And the vehicle has witchcraft on it. There's too many things working together to make you hyper aware of multiple energies together, and now you're sick. So, you see, because the energy is higher, is more evil, they're going to then try to get you to think you're hyper aware because the energy is worse than the other ones. But if you tell yourself, no, as long as I see that vehicle just moving by, rather than passing by, moving by, it's like you're aware of them, not the environment. Moving by, you're not hyper aware. You're okay. That's just the way their energy is. It's too high. Someone just did that thing with their car horn. Like that. My stomach sort of got attacked. Exactly. I don't tell myself there's something wrong with me, that I'm too hyper aware. I'm not. That's a witchcraft that just attacked me. So you see what they do? They want you to think you have a problem and that maybe you should relax or blah, blah, blah. But if you relax, you're going to become hyper aware of the actual feelings and thoughts inside that vehicle, those human beings. So when your brain focuses on it, it's actually trying to protect you. It's not actually sickness. It's not actually you get me hyper awareness or anything. We would say you're being attacked mentally when you're aware of their thoughts and feelings, because that's not our nature. We're not supposed to see that. We can try to, that's if we want to, but we're not supposed to see that unconsciously. If I don't want to, it's not supposed to attack me. I didn't give you permission. Because now that thoughts and feelings passing me by, and that human is going to control me. It's going to now try to control how I behave, how I move. It's also going to make you extremely self-conscious of your body because they're staring at you or whatever, or maybe not. Either way, that evil is watching you. And they're just going to make you self-conscious. You might drop something. You might put your backpack on or something on in a very weird and slow manner. And now you look strange. You get me? So I made a lot of episodes that I'm uploading today, Monday, September 23, about hyper-awareness and not being aware of other people's energy, and this how it could also help you if you're gang-stalked. We all just need to allow our brain to do what it wants to do. You hear some noise, instantly my brain just avoid it. You know, one, the witchcraft is doing that to me, but two, I've learned to do it accidentally too. Because exactly, that's a bad thing. I don't want to be aware of it. It's not a normal sound. My brain doesn't have stress when it's a normal sound like the airline above me right now. I don't fight with it. But if they are attacking me, right, with an intentional noise, they're walking me by with criminal energy, right? Okay, that's just common sense because my mind and body are trying to protect me from threat. You know? Threat doesn't just mean physical, just threat. There's someone evil there with bad intent. So for you, it doesn't mean people are walking around with that towards you, right? Because you're not necessarily going through gang stalking, but you're just going to see humans who just simply are like that. They're just bad people. They behave usually, but they're not good. They're standing next to you in that bus stop or that train station or anywhere where you have to mix or stand basically in a mob-like environment, like a big mall where you're buying food, okay. These human beings you guys are standing next to that you don't think are bothering you, if I came and stood there, even if they're not being used to do gang stalking, I'm also going to see them as if they are. Because they have evil thoughts and evil emotions operating inside of them, but you cannot see that. I can. They sensitize us to that. They sensitize us to the evil in people. So even if, right, the human is not even being used as a witchcraft, right? If let's say God stops this gang stalking, he stops anything that sort of is following you, your life becomes nice, you could still see that. You could still see bad energy in people and their evil thoughts and emotions, and it's going to seem similar to gang stalking. Because it's no different than what they do when they're gang stalking, than when they do that as just mean behavior. It's the same bad feelings and thoughts. So you see, even if God frees you from it, you pray and you become free from this witchcraft, you can still think you're being followed. Because these types of humans, right, that demons were using all these years to follow you, are just the average person in society. And they already have those types of thoughts and feelings all the time. They just behave. They right grip their bag next to themselves. They enter the train. They just sit there. They don't look like a bad person. But see, I'm able to see when they grip their bag next to their arm, what feelings and thoughts just pass through their brain. Do you know how annoying that is? I'm able to see when they move their leg a little bit, that their demon was trying to get an agreement with them mentally to try to get close to the person next to them, pervertedly. You get me? But see, it didn't happen. The human just pulled their leg back. Because they can't just do that. They need that person to get anxious. They need you to be aware that they wanted to get close to you. So that's why evil humans rarely do something unless you're aware of it. Unless, right, they sort of stare at you. Unless they sort of follow you every now and then at your job or something. You start to notice that coworker's following you like that. Why do they always need you to be aware? Why don't they just get close to this person? Because they need you to agree with it that they're targeting you. Because it gives them psychological control over you. So you see, it's the same tactic for gang stalking. You guys can't be like, well, we're dealing with something sort of too different. No, it's just we deal with it all day. Humans like that you have seen yourself, it's like we're seeing them 24/7. It's like they're bothering us 24/7. Well, for you, that's just because you're living this life filled with bad people. You'll see that every now and then. But you get me. I'm saying that the ones who are bothering us don't have any sort of difference than the ones who bother you every now and then. It's the same type of demons in them, and they have the same type of bad thoughts and feelings, and they move their body around a lot so that you actually start to see that was actually an intent to get close to you, but to make you aware of it first. They want you to sort of think, why is this person moving every 5 seconds? What the hell's wrong with their foot? Boom! Now they might look at you. They might then look away. You can tell that sort of subconscious way they're communicating evil with you, like they're smirking or something, but their face looks normal. You get me? It's like that sort of covert way of tormenting somebody, but everybody else doesn't know, so you can get away with it. Okay, and then that's why as human beings we notice that in others. We notice someone feels unsafe even though nothing's happening, because we felt that human had that sort of intent towards them. The way they sort of put their head up, or even if they have their head down. You get me? That's how we actually notice predators. Just, you guys are noticing that only sometimes. Like maybe when someone's being kidnapped or someone's about to be assaulted. I'm saying if you had a little bit of more higher conscience, you notice that all the time when it's happening for little behaviors. Right? Just the evil thought they had towards somebody, but they're not doing anything. Not little behavior as in like how sinful it is, but as in like it's not physical, it's not direct. Let's not call it little behavior. Indirect behavior. And then, right, still directed, they then start to move their feet or move their arm or do things like that. And that person, if they just pay attention for 5 seconds, if they weren't absent, humans are usually absent. They're just looking at the train. Where is it coming? Okay, boom, boom. They just enter. If someone goes behind them a bit too close, they're not necessarily going to turn around and stop, right? They just keep going. It's like we're always trying to avoid the discomfort we feel. We just sit down. We just avoid, just move on. But we are people who are basically stopping and noticing this person right next to us who just entered the train with us was a bit too fast. They didn't wait a couple of seconds after. You get me? We're able to see the evil in people that you also know, but we're sort of like acknowledging it. Okay, so imagine then if you acknowledged it. Imagine if you looked at this human who just moved their feet. Not their face, not their body, because they're just going to look straight ahead and act innocent. The leg, get it? Whatever moved, whatever they did, if you look at that area, that's where the demon is. So that's evidence that that's the demon. Because when you look at that area they used that just sort of just felt strange, then you're going to see bad energy there and not necessarily the rest of the body. And then you're going to see the sort of consciousness entering your brain telling you, hey, maybe they were trying to make you uncomfortable. Maybe they were trying to move a little bit and they're just trying to find a time where you're distracted. And now they really start to sense that you noticed. It doesn't mean they think you're scared of them and then they want to bother you. It's not rational. They don't know you're scared. They're not God. Humans cannot sense that. What's happening is their demon actually did that to get your attention. So if they notice you are paying attention, then of course it's rational that then now they would try to get you to believe in it and actually try to move towards you. or smile or smirk to make you even more uncomfortable and more irritated, right? Because if they had no bad intention, they wouldn't understand why you're looking at them, right? And they would just look away. But if the person actually was like, ah, ha, ha, I got you, now they're actually going to do something that to you, they know it's creepy and annoying, but to others, looks like a smile. You see, that's sort of psychological torture. So I'm saying human beings are walking around this earth every day having bad intention towards each other, towards others 24/7. But you as human beings are not aware of that. So you just live normally among each other. But there are people who reached a higher level of consciousness like me, and that's why demons are tormenting us more. You know? Because right now it's actually a witchcraft. I can prove it to you, people are following me, because they actually do things that you can see with your own eyes. They follow me, they do crime, they accuse me, they bother me, they approach me. If I ignore them, they still bother me. You get me? It's not because you walk by a crazy place. No, they approach you all the time. And they just want to accuse you of crime. They just want to set up innocent people for jail. Of course I can prove it to you, but I'm saying even if I was not going through this witchcraft, I'm saying the same humans and demons who do that are just doing that all day. They're just doing that all day to all of us anyway. We're just not aware. We're just focused on our life, ourselves, where we're going, and we're going to be free. So for that reason, since that's the solution to those times, where it's, every now and then, that's the solution to this time when it's all the time for someone like us going through gangstalking or some other situation where it's like an environment where everyone in that company is bothering you like a job. You get me? For you, it could just be an environment. For us, it's like everywhere we go. Okay, the solution is the same. We need to stop our brain from seeing further awareness of their feelings and thoughts and just simply see their energy, because they cannot move their body quickly if we see their energy, but we can move our body quickly. So we can always move in a way where they cannot get close to you. You can just move, you can just enter the train. They cannot then enter right next to you because I don't know how to explain, you're conscious in a way that makes them uncomfortable. It's like your healthy state. You're not going to react, but you're going to be like, hey, it's like you're powerful. Okay, but if you're watching your own body, if you're watching the humans around you, or if you're watching the environment, or if you're watching the vehicle or the train or whatever you're looking at or waiting for, or you go inside your own brain and you're thinking and feeling your own thoughts, that's when they attack you. That's when all of a sudden, oh, excuse me, someone just bumped into you. What? Where did you come from? That's when you start to notice, oh, these people standing next to you, for example, in that public environment. It's like they're going in a circle around you. This one goes in front of you. This one goes behind you. This one goes in front of you. It's like they don't stop moving and wait for the train or whatever like everybody else. Because in their mind, right, their demons inside of them are seeing that you are way, way too distracted. You're way too absent. Not unaware, but absent. So I know it's annoying, but as human beings, unless right, there are times you can just relax. On a typical day-to-day environment, the average human around you will try to get in your personal space. They're annoying, they're creepy, they're weird. We don't have a lot of good people in this world. So just prevent your brain from going beyond that, because demons are trying to get you there, seeing their feelings and thoughts and following your feelings and thoughts in a sort of present way. You don't want to be present. You want to be basically absent. Not absent, sorry. Something attacked me. You want to basically be, you want to basically be conscious of yourself. Okay, so look at my word. Conscious of yourself. And you just want to see the energies in others. That's just the way your brain naturally does it. So don't actually try to see their energy. No, just be conscious of yourself. When you see bad energy, just let it pass. Don't try to fight with it, stop it, or try to change it. Don't try to see who they are and look at their vehicle or that person passing you. Don't actually, you get me? Don't acknowledge them. It's like if God showed us what's inside people like that. You're just seeing what's in them. Let it pass. But then when you're getting thoughts to look at them, then don't. But then when you feel something evil is watching you, that's different. That's when you look at them, because you need to make them look away. Because that's about being healthy. But two, their stare is demonic. They're going to actually control your behavior that way. That's why you get all these intrusive thoughts about what everybody in that environment or road thinks of you as you're walking, if you feel like something's staring at you. Right? The feeling of being watched or stared always leads to thoughts of what they think of you, not what they think of the road. Because what they're doing is their demons are doing the evil eye. They're piercing through your soul to put their thoughts into your head. And it's always lies. They'll say things about your body. They'll portray you like some object or meat or something. They'll say nasty things. And now you might trip. You might start to sort of agree with that. Who knows? And think humans think of you like that. No, they don't. You're a human. No one thinks of you like that. Evil is just evil. So that's when, right, since you cannot move, since you cannot relax, because you're getting some other thing over there, their feelings and thoughts about you, that's when you want to stop and be like, who the hell is staring at me? Instantly, you're going to see a head turn. Okay, then keep going. But basically, be aware of what's happening. Not what people are doing. Not what they're doing. Because that's like watching the vehicle specifically, then this vehicle specifically, this human pass you. That's too much. You're isolating them. That's not intentional. That's just when we all get sick from being aware of bad people. You're following what's happening. See, you're not following yourself. When I walk, due to all this harassment from demons, I've learned to watch myself when I walk. If I watch myself when I walk, then now I'm going to get thoughts about myself. Now I'm going to get bad thoughts about myself as I walk. And thoughts telling me what's going to happen. Thoughts telling me, look, this vehicle is going to come out of this gas station. Look, this person is going to walk by. How am I supposed to then focus on where I'm going? You get me? So in a good environment, in a peaceful environment, you don't have to do that. You can get into your head all you want. I usually did that when I was in my home or something. All those neighbors passing me, but I could do what I want. I'm saying in these highly stressful or loud or chaotic or big places, anytime you just can't feel like you're not being bothered, you feel like others are aware of you, that's when this benefits you. Or you're in large places, like a big, busy restaurant. There are times you can just relax and people will not bother you. I mean, in a situation where you know you're going to get mentally attacked with these intrusive thoughts about what people think and feel. Hyper awareness. You see people staring and watching you a lot. That's what I'm saying. We have too much evil in this world. That's when you just want to follow what's happening, because it's like you're going to flow with it. You're going to, walk the same way they're passing you, but like that. You're not going to see their thoughts and feelings. If they blow their horn, that causes you some sort of like anxiety, like feeling in your stomach or anything else, you let that go. Don't get angry. Don't fight with it. Don't try to stop it. Every night, or every time it's too much, ask God to remove it, because that's a witchcraft. God did not create our body to get sick from trauma. We can only get sick from like injury and stuff or disease. Trauma just means it stresses you out, but it should not make your stomach, your heart, anywhere react. When those places are reacting, it means they're attacking it with some dark power. Because someone blowing a horn should not make your stomach go, it shouldn't hit it. So yes, when you leave that environment, since it's going to keep happening for a while, then ask God to cleanse you. My Lord, please, every evil and every dark power that entered me, please cast it out of my body. From the past, you tell him how many hours. God is actually going to make your body react and move, and you're going to feel refreshed. Now you go on. Right? Because you don't want that in your system. You don't want to then wake up every day and go through that. But you're gonna realize these human beings will start to mind their business, just drive by, just like they used to before. It's gonna decrease what they do, whether you're being gang stalked or not. The more we stop allowing these thoughts and feelings, associating their behavior with some meaning and connecting it to us, something we all want to do. I'm not saying you don't want to do it. I'm saying us trying to make that happen is why it won't happen, because we cannot make our brain see what it should see. We cannot make it see something. We cannot make it unsee something. We can only be unaware. So we want to stop being aware of them, not absent of them. Then your brain and body get used to this way, just as demons harass you so much in your life that you got used to the other way. Now, you can just look up if you want and look at people. Now you're so cool and confident. It's not going to affect you anymore. See, a human just passed by. I was going to get evil thoughts and feelings telling me what they think as I record this, because he's a demon. Other people don't bother me. They don't walk too close to you. They just mind their business. So it seems they seem too focused on you. That's how you know there's evil in them. I paused the audio. I waited a couple of seconds. When they passed a little bit, not too much, because I'm not giving them power, then I started recording. So then I can actually control my own feelings and thoughts, my own perception. Like that crazy vehicle just now tried to get me to see their feelings and thoughts again. They just want us to see their feelings and thoughts, like what they think of you. That's dangerous. We don't care what you think of us. And 99% of it is from your demon. It's a lie. And we're going to get sick from it. When they passed, I just went back to that sort of unawareness of them, right? I'm not judging them. I'm not observing them. I'm not looking at them. I didn't put my head up. I'm just recording my stuff. But my subconscious knows how to do what you think I should have done. Right? I sort of know what's happening around me. It does that for us. So when we're, right, seeing other people's thoughts and feelings, and we're getting thoughts telling us what to do, right? Oh, stop recording. This person's going to think, oh, this is going to happen. That's because our conscious brain is active. It needs to shut up and go to the background so the subconscious can do the work. Because the conscious then is going to continue what you were doing, which is my recording. So keep doing that. I guarantee you're going to go back to how you were when you were young. This episode is basically an addition to episode 211. Since I explained that that's what I learned is the solution, that we go back to our past self. Now, vehicles are going to pass you. Humans are going to pass you. Noise is going to happen. Ambulance is going to happen. Fire truck is going to happen. The same cars who have the same colors. Everything's going to happen, but you're not seeing it with your direct pupils. You're not seeing it with your direct eyes God gave you. Exactly. Your subconscious is seeing it. Your conscious is focused on what I'm doing, like me right now on my recording. See? They possessed the human to stare at me as I walk by. I didn't stop recording. I didn't ignore them, right? I didn't act absent because I know that's not me who's aware. They're staring. There's nothing wrong with me that I'm feeling discomfort coming to me. I saw their thoughts and feelings as they're staring. Okay, but that's like at a far away level. Like it's going to sort of like the subconscious. And the thought said, oh no, you're aware. No, I'm not. Because I could actually see their face staring. You get me? They're trying to control my behavior with their staring with their eyes. So I paused, gave 2-3 seconds, then I spoke again. Because that's how you collect yourself. But you're not. As you pausing because you're uncomfortable with them, you're avoiding them, you agree with thoughts, you're going to stop the recording, you're going to walk this way, no, you're not doing anything. I pause because it's normal as I walk to give my feet 2-3 seconds of me walking past, right? That environment that they're sitting, that they're staring and not looking away. 2-3 seconds to at least adjust because something evil is there. And then I keep going. So it's like my body's allowing me to be calm and slow and flow rather than fixing my eyes on a present moment or present environment. Then you're going to see the body language, the way they literally stopped everything they were doing and just stared at me, focused on me. Then what are the thoughts going to say? Exactly. What they think of you, or they think you're talking about them. What if they approach you? Blah, blah, blah. They're going to control you. But now I can say whatever I want. I can talk about them and there's no problem. These thoughts are going somewhere else. They're going far to the subconscious, away from me. And if they were to do something, I don't care. It doesn't have anything to do with me what that stranger does. But because my conscious brain didn't hear that, it went to the back. And consciously, I can focus on what I'm trying to teach you. So don't make your eyes present. And two, I am getting thoughts of what they think, but it's going to the subconscious. And if I was to, like, let's say maybe move away from here a little bit, then it would feel better. But see, I don't want to move too away because this is where I'm supposed to stand. So you see why these demons want to control you then? They're putting thoughts and feelings of others into your head who are evil, so then they can get you to move far away from what you need to stand next to, that building or whatever. So it's always about controlling you. It's not just about making you aware of something. But see, all these evil thoughts are coming to my subconscious and not my conscious. If it comes to my conscious, then it's going to show me literally an intrusive image of that person approaching you. Are you talking about me? What are you saying? Or, excuse me, can you please tell me what time it is? That's what they always do to irritate me. And you guys will still have those thoughts, even if you're not like that, because that's just what these types of humans do. They approach people when they feel like someone's talking about them or whatever, or someone is aware that they're staring or what. It's just what they do because they're evil. So I'm getting evil thoughts about what they think about what I'm saying, but it's going to the subconscious. My subconscious and conscious are fighting with it. Each time it's basically speaking on my behalf like a representative. I can feel it. I'm just not going there. I'm not going to stop and pause and think inside my head because that's sickness. My subconscious and conscious are basically saying, I don't care. So it's defending me. It's taking away the power from those thoughts that are saying, what if they do this? But if I was conscious and present, I'd be aware of the staring, the body language. They're going to attach what they do, which is none of my business, to me. They're going to attach their evil eye to me. They're going to then show me as a demon in them. Now I'm going to be even more aware of things like that, like spiritual stuff. And then you're going to get thoughts, they'll do this, they'll do that. And as you're waiting for this building to open, you're going to be aware of them, what the thoughts are telling you also, what they may do. You get me? All I did was pass by. They have no right to look at you, but that's just who they are. They're a bad person. But if you're present, they're going to attach their behavior to you. Because that's what evil is. It doesn't like to act like it has no business with people. It has to attach itself to people so that then it can get what it wants from people. Their energy, attention. And that demon obviously wants me to look at them. Look at the human. Because then I'm going to see their eyes and I'm going to see the demon. And then it's going to smirk or say something or irritate me even more. It doesn't matter what the human does. Whatever they do is none of my business. Correct? That's literally what my brain is doing. It's disconnecting them from me, detaching them from me. And this horrible discomfort that's coming over me, it's not energy. It's not a feeling necessarily. It's just what those thoughts are saying at the subconscious. I can literally feel it. It's going to the ears, but it's going to the back. It's going to the subconscious. I'm not hearing it like an actual thought. Because I'm choosing that unawareness state. What then that's doing is, every time demons say bad thoughts to you like that, it creates this sort of thing that seems like a discomfort. You know? You're not going to necessarily see energy, maybe unless you're inside your head. But you're going to see this sort of discomfort piling over you, telling you to look at them. Because it's basically saying they'll do those things the thoughts are saying. So then it's saying, look at them. That's how they then get permission from their spiritual side. That's how an evil human gets permission then to bother you. If you look at them when normally you wouldn't. Just bad thoughts about them. The discomfort it's causing. The thoughts are making it seem as if you look at them, it'll stop. That's going to give it more power. We're getting bad thoughts because they're bad. We're getting bad thoughts because they're evil, they're staring. We're not getting bad thoughts because there's something wrong with us. If someone has good intention, you don't get bad thoughts about them. So if the whole reason you looked and stared at me and projecting evil thoughts to me is because you want me to pay attention to you, then when the thoughts are causing discomfort for me, even though they're way at the back of my subconscious, if I look at you, then aren't you going to now get what you want and then bother me? Aren't you maybe going to pretend to be a victim that's being stared at? We all need to be unaware. They are going to mind their business. It doesn't matter what I say. It's something inside of them that wants you to look at it, that wants you to look at them, that wants you, waste your energy on them. But if right now, this whole time I'm recording it, my episode with my phone next to my face, I'm just focusing on myself. My subconscious knows what's happening around me. Even far away the vehicles, it's able to show me what's happening far away. But if I was using my conscious brain, my present eyes, then I'm going to be extremely close and aware of the human beings here. Okay, so whatever they do is going to connect to you. And if they're bad and harassing you directly or indirectly, it's going to connect to you. You're going to die that way. Every day, that's going to be what it tries to be your reality. Oh, look, every time you come to this environment, this stuff happens to you. These humans treat you like this. But wait a minute. All this stuff is going to the subconscious. That vehicle going crazy is going to the subconscious. The evil thoughts telling me what all these people think of me is going to the subconscious. I'm unaware and focusing on myself. So I can get what I want done, but my subconscious can protect me and tell me there's evil around. If they approach, you're not going to jump and move away. A weak thing that demons try to project to you. There's a time we move away because it's the right thing to do. There's a time you just ignore them, they'll leave. How are you going to know? Your subconscious has to do that for you. So since your subconscious is active on observing the environment for you, it's going to separate everything from you. Oh yeah, those two people are having a conversation. They're not bothering you. Oh yeah, that human stared, but now their head is down. It's like it's protecting me from that stuff connecting to me. Which is what you try to do, right? On your conscious brain. You try to use it consciously to tell yourself that it wasn't me, that wasn't directed at me. Your subconscious will do that for you. But they trick us into thinking we're somehow in danger or something bad's going to happen. You see, just like the thoughts were telling me, what if they do this? What if they do that? They think you're talking about them. What if blah, blah, blah? So then it can get me to think that that's somehow the safe thing to do, to become present and conscious. When you're just going to react to it then. And that's not how God created us. God created us to be unaware of others and things, which is not supposed to be absent. Your subconscious will do that for you. It knows everything that's happening around me right now. All the buildings, when the store is about to be open, everything. So now it cannot connect these people to me as gangstalkers. It cannot. I just know who they are. And that's all I need. But I don't want to see and hear nonsense. And you might be like, how does that help you with things like gangstalking? Because then the demon is not going to manifest. It only manifests by making us present, use our conscious brain, because that's going to make us look at the human right in the face with our actual direct eyes, which is not normal. We only do that with people we love and know, right? Or people you feel safe and normal with. You get me? Like, that's when you go home and stuff and you're with someone you know. Duh, you become present. You use your conscious mind because you want to exchange feelings. Exactly. See what you are both feeling and exchange it, basically. Know how each other's feeling. But these are strangers, like coworkers and the street and public place. You don't want to do that. You're just going to get sick. And if you're being harassed by them, okay, you're seeing evil thoughts and feelings. And that's how then the demon, right? It's not just the fact that you're going to be tormented by that, but that's what the demon needs in order for it to manifest. Because it's inside the person, it's not the person. It just sits there, uses their body to stare at people like that. Whoever really pays attention to them and said, this is weird. Why did I just get like that? Whoever pays attention to them is who it manifests from. So we're trying to prevent these demons from manifesting. They're not going to manifest anymore, just like when you were young and gangstalking wasn't happening. They're just going to be stalkers. They're just going to sit and be there every day, but they cannot bother you as much. They're going to lose their power. Because what's the point of making all these noises, like these keychains, and using all these normal things to sensitize and torment you if you're not even aware.